What's up, guys? Justin here for PrimeDriven.com with the winner of PDG 40 and our first ever Canadian winner. Why don't you tell everyone your name, where you're from, and what you bought to get entered?
My name's Nick Hardenne. I actually bought a digital download this time, but as you see from the shirt, I usually normally buy a t-shirt every once in a while, usually every second month. But this month I seen it was or last month I should say, I seen it was that Honda S2000 and it looked pretty sharp. So I bought a digital download just to save on the shipping. Actually, I think that's a really great idea because the shipping and the duty cost to Canada actually can be kind of a little bit expensive. So that option's awesome. I really like that idea.
Awesome. Yeah, that was why we did it, actually, was feedback from a lot of our Canadian customers, and then even just from some of our longtime US customers, where they were like, my wife really doesn't want another 37 shirts. Can you give me another way? We're like, okay, here we go.
Yeah, no, it's a great idea, and I'm glad I was a part of this contest for sure. I was actually at work, and I think I got an email from you guys or something, and I went on there, and it was only a couple days left to get it, so I thought I didn't even think much of it after I bought it, in fact. And then when you called, I couldn't believe it, really. So I'm pretty stoked to be the first Canadian to win. Now I know it's possible. I'll definitely be buying a lot more draws, that's for sure. I already bought the one from, I guess that's your sister site, the STI, the 2004.
The daily, PrimeDriven daily. Yep.
Yeah. So I didn't even know you guys actually had two separate sites until I got that email there, and I seen it wasn't the same site, but I figured it's the same company, same guys putting it on. So I bought one of those this month too. So fingers crossed. That would be super cool to win two of them, but either way, now, like I say, it's one of those things you win the lottery once, you're like, damn, now I got to keep playing it. So
well, we appreciate all the support, and I'm sure you'll enjoy the S2K.
Oh yeah, it looks great. Well, my girlfriend still doesn't believe me. She's like, it's a scam. she's like, just stop talking about it. She's like, I don't believe you. So
I love how people think we're scamming people by sending them cars.
Yeah, no, it's not a scam for sure.
I'm like, that's kind of the opposite of how a scam works. You sell something that you don't send them.
Yeah, you're like, shucks, now I got to deal with this awesome car. What am I going to do?
Man, that's the best scam ever. So Nick, where did you originally find out about our giveaway in the first place?
I think I started buying around the third giveaway you had. I think I want to say it was maybe regular car reviews, but I want to say maybe even before then. It might have even been Mr. Regular there when they had the episode when they had the MR2 on there.
Yeah, the blue one or the red one?
The blue one, I think, was the one.
That was the first one he did. That was number 5. Yeah. So I wasn't OG. I didn't get the first one, but I made sure after that I was buying the t-shirt or what have you to get the into the contest there, definitely. Well, and the t-shirts, they're stylish. They look good. It's funny because I have a hoodie. It's a light blue one, and it's got what does it have on there? I want to say it's an Evo on there. And I've had so many people at like the Walmart come up to me and say like, oh, is that like Initial D or what's that anime where they have like the car and they're drifting through the mountains? Yeah, that's Initial D, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's.
Yeah, no, I know you're talking about the other one, which I'm gonna get reamed for not remembering it. But yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know which one. It's slipping my tongue right now, but I'm always like, oh no, this is PrimeDriven. They actually give away this car. I'm like, it's cool. You get this T-shirt and like that light blue hoodie. I actually get a lot of compliments on it, and a lot of people are like, oh yeah, you're into like drifting or something. I'm like, no, I mean, like, yeah, I'm a fan of it, but I said, no, I'm into trying to win these cars.
Yes, and yes.
So yeah, I'm trying to think what that anime show is. It's like Initial D. That's what it's called.
Yeah. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? What do you do for a living?
I work in the oil field. I own heavy trucks as well, but so right now I'm actually calling from Anzac, Alberta. It's right by Fort McMurray, and yeah, an oil field guy. I would say unfortunately, but right now it's a good place to be. It's busy and stuff. It hasn't been the last like heavy oil's been in the dumpster since about 2016, but yeah, no, it's a decent lifestyle. In a decent, really nice camp. It's called Conoco. Surmont. It's a beautiful camp. I can't complain at all. The food's great here and everything. So right now I'm running a mud cooler, but normally, yeah, I do hydrovacing and pipelining and just a little bit of everything in the oil field. I've done the well site supervision as well, but for right now, yeah, I'm operating a mud cooler to cool down drilling mud on existing SAGD sites and thermal sites. But yeah, like I just spent a whole 100 days in Fort Saskatchewan doing a pipeline for Dow, running a combo unit, which is kind of cool. I
Wow.
like to do that. It's definitely, like a little bit of a gearhead in me likes to run the equipment and drive the big truck down the road.
Yeah, of course. Who doesn't like driving a big truck?
Yeah, yeah.
Big
Plus,
truck, small car, whatever.
I work for a company called Outlaw Vac Services, and they got this really wicked little F550 on tracks. It's got custom
Ooh.
mat tracks. And he, no joke, has about $200,000 just in the rubber on these, not the rubber, but the whole tracks themselves because they're custom and they got a separate roller. So instead of like, you've probably seen like the mat tracks on like, what's his name there? Ken Block's Raptor. It's like that, but they're wider and they're longer. They got a separate roller. So it comes down like this and comes around. So that's really cool. All the little kids really love that when we drive by on the when it's on the trailer there because it looks like a little tank. It's got tracks on it, and
Yeah.
it's for doing daylighting and like finding existing lines and fiber optic cables and stuff where other vehicles can't go, and you want to have low impact. So that's pretty cool. Like we're definitely gearheads. I definitely I really wanted to email Mr. Regular about reviewing that particular track unit because it's just so different and it's a mini little hydrovac. It's got everything a big hydrovac's got on it. Only it's on an F550 and it's a little tiny guy with the tracks and stuff, and it's definitely super cool. You should check those guys out. I know he's got an Instagram page, and me and Will have been friends for forever there. So it's good to work with your friends, and I definitely, if I'm not busy enough here, I plan on going back to work with my buddies because it's always good to, you got to have a good time to have a good time, and it's good to work with your friends. So
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree with you more. So what was there anything particular about the S2000 that got you interested? Because you had mentioned obviously the Evo shirts, the Celicas before. What was it about the S2K?
well, my a kid I went to school with, and he's almost my neighbor. He had one, and I used to always be into muscle cars. It really sucks too because in Canada we could have got all the nice JDM stuff that was mostly unmolested for good prices, and I missed the boat on most of those because I had a Mustang at the time, and I kind of regret it because I'm more of a well-rounded car guy now, where you can appreciate just a good driving and good-looking car, and I really like the way the JDM cars look. But that little S2000 would always win the 100-foot dash in its class for the four-cylinder under 2.5 liter. I don't know what exactly, but Street Wheelers in Lethbridge has a 100-foot dash where they have like 4-cylinder, 6-cylinder, 8-cylinder, and then like all-out drag car with the slicks and everything. And that little S2000 would win its class every single time. It was really, really quick, and it didn't have a power adder or nitrous or anything. It just was like geared right and worked good, and it looked really sharp. And I think that's when I really started paying attention to, the imports there. I think I really kind of missed the boat. You know how you get like monomania with the car, you're like, oh, muscle cars, they're the best in this and that. But, maybe muscle cars are the best at going in a straight line, but I wouldn't even say that now. It's all whatever your personal preference is. And like I say, I like the styling of a JDM car. And I definitely think that I missed the boat on getting some reasonably priced cars that I could have just drove and had some fun with and enjoyed. And a lot of people in Canada do that. I think a lot of people in Canada get them, and maybe it's the younger guy. They maybe didn't it was like, it was a car to drive, and maybe didn't appreciate that they were going to go so high up in value. So, you modify it a bit and use it and make it a drift rocket. And then all of a sudden there's no, 180 SXs or 200s or what else were we able to get here? Sylvias and GTRs,
Skylines,
Skylines. Yeah,
yeah.
like I had a buddy who got a Supra, a twin turbo 6-speed, is right-hand drive. So it's weird. Right-hand drive used to be like, oh, it's right-hand drive, so it's worth less than the domestic one.
Oh yeah.
So I can remember he got a red one, and it was he paid about 16,000 landed for this twin turbo Supra. And now look at them, they're that's probably a $50,000-$60,000 car, especially in the condition that one was in.
Yeah, I would say so for sure.
Like I say, you never know you're in a golden era till it's gone. So
that's right.
I guess
hindsight is 2020, as they say.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of cool now. Like I say, I get to try out at least one of the poster boy cars for that era for sure. I think the Honda S2000 is a great all around car, and well, it's reliable too. You can drive it anywhere.
Oh God, yeah.
And it's Honda reliable, right? So you might just have to.
Yeah, it's
double check the oil.
It's almost obnoxiously reliable.
Yeah, exactly. Well, like I say, after having you get a monomania and you start putting parts on a car, and then all of a sudden you have this race car, and you're like, how the hell did I get this? And it's like, it's not really streetable anymore. It's like, oh, okay, now I got something I trailer around, and it's not very fun. I think the fun number is around the 500 and under number for horsepower, because you can actually drive it. You're not going to get into too much trouble, and honestly, you're traction limited anyway, at least on the street. So I think
100%.
for the best fun cars I've ever had were closer to stock. You stand them right, you put the nice rims and tires on there, maybe do the exhaust, and you get it looking really good, and just drive it. Like I say, I got a Mustang with a big 353 cubic inch dart block and a big Garrett GT42X turbo, and it's it's basically just meant for the track now. I mean, it's got a cage in it, the cage rattles. It's cool and all, but like, it starts to be like a love-hate thing. You're like, I got so much money in this car, I can't really sell it, and it's not very fun anymore because it's on race fuel, and every time you drive it, something breaks, and like I say,
modified car life. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of those Japanese cars, they engineer a certain way, and they're good a little bit over what they're rated for horsepower, but like, they're designed by a Japanese engineer to do exactly what it's designed to do really well. And when you boost the power up more, it becomes like just an unreliable, well, like, I shouldn't say it becomes unreliable, but like, it can be unreliable depending on how much boost or how much you've modified the car. And I think for the day, those
screw up a good car.
Yeah, I think for the day, they've definitely hit them out of the park. I mean, the styling's great. The amount of power they actually put to the wheels is awesome. They can corner. They look good. I think it's this era's muscle cars for sure, and they're going to just only appreciate in value.
Yeah,
especially since
couldn't agree more.
Especially since in the UK, apparently they've just passed laws where you're going to have a camera, and it's going to be GPS monitored to limit the speed as soon as you get into a certain speed zone. Yeah, so for safety, right? And any car after
that's so England.
Yeah, every car after 2022 is going to have this GPS limiter and monitor. So I think as long as we're addicted to petroleum, these types of cars are only going to just go up in value, because there's always going to be an enthusiast. And a young kid's got that Honda S2000 poster on the wall. It's like, that's the dream cars. It's like the Lamborghini Countach of my era, because I guess I'm a little bit closer to. I'm technically not. I'm technically a millennial, but I guess I'm a pretty late millennial. So I don't really feel like I totally fit in with that age group. I'm more of I guess that would be Gen Xer type of thing, but just a couple of years too late for that. So, but when I was growing up, the poster cars on the wall were like that Countach or the Testarossa, or like the boomer cars, sort of, like maybe some of those Challengers and stuff. But I definitely think for my era, it's going to be the JDM cars are going to definitely appreciate in value because, like I say, a lot of guys I knew got them and couldn't really afford to maintain it, but they got it, so they drove it, and maybe didn't modify it most tastefully, or were able to keep it maintained as well as they maybe had hoped, or you get the car, you have big dreams. Everybody needs a dream, right? Everybody needs a dream car and a project, but I think, as you get older, you're like, unless you have a pile of money to do it all right and do it all the first time, it never really ever gets done, or it gets neglected. And then, like I say, they've become quite rare now. I've noticed the prices are like, all I would have had to do at around 20 years old was just buy a couple of them, enjoy them driving, put them in the garage and forget about them. And yeah, it definitely would have been a better investment than I invested in a lot of gold stocks, which gold does gold is pretty manipulated. I think it just kind of stays the same
Yeah.
or goes down. So.
Yeah. Well, that's why they call it a standard, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Nick, congratulations again, and thanks for all the support. And we'll talk to you soon. All right.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks very much for the chance to win these cars. And like I say, I'm gonna keep buying them again. And I don't want to say mark my words, I'll be getting an interview again, but like fingers crossed, because I think the odds are actually pretty good. It's probably better than playing the lottery. So.
Oh, for sure. About a gajillion times better than playing the lottery.
Yeah. I just read on that other site, it's 300 to 500 entries. So like that's 1 in 500 odds. I'll take those odds any day. Like,
yeah,
that's pretty good. And I'm a pretty lucky guy. So like I say, I might get a little bit of hate when I'm getting interviewed for this second one, but I'm sure it won't be right away. So,
all right, man.
Yeah.
Well, congrats again, and we'll talk to you soon. All right.
Thanks very much, and thanks for the great contest and the great car, and you guys rock. And like I say, this shirt actually, I keep forgetting, but it's probably like 5 years old now almost, and it still looks pretty good.
Is 19. Yeah, it's 4 years old. Yeah.
Yeah, the Evo 9, I guess. So.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, no, it's awesome. Well, anyways, thanks very much, Justin, and I better get back to work here. And I gotta go back to the location here and check on that mud cooler again. So, but
Sounds like a plan.
yeah, awesome. Thanks so much, and have a great day.
All right, man. You too.